Hey, it's your boy Sergeant Hooked on Henshin's. So today is our Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger episode 16 review. Like I said in the last video for episode 15 last week, I was kind of halfway sick and trying to get out of it before I made a ton of videos, so I wasn't able to do it last week, but I feel much better. My voice is much better and feeling great. So anyway, this week's episode is probably my favorite so far in terms of comedy and story to an extent, and we'll get there. But the primary plot has to do with leading off last episode. Stacy, who in this episode for some reason keeps going by Satoshi, which it's not clear if that's his real name or if it's just a name he's going by for now, is still interested in Kaito's grandmother in the terms of like it reminds him of his mother for some reason. And so the plot of this episode has to do with this magnet world monster. Apparently, Gege, the bird that's part of the Toji Tendo, Gege was the one that used the gear and made the monster, the retro monster, last time. And I kind of get a feeling near the end of this that Gege has a long-term plan here. Maybe he'll be the final boss, or he's the one in control of things. I don't know. Just seems a lot of darkness there going on with him, and something else under the surface that's going to come up later. But he sets up another Toji Tendo monster. The magnet world monster, and so that clearly messes with our heroes because they're, I mean, 4/5 of the team is entirely robotic and metal. So we get some really funny bits where all like a bunch of stuff is stuck to them. They actually are all stuck together at one point and they transform, and their little gears go in the sky like, and then like transform them really like hurriedly because they're all stuck together. It's a really good little visual gags and stuff like that. But before that, when they're fighting Magnet World for the first time, or actually, I'm sorry, just after that, because he does this like infinite girder beam thing where a bunch of these metal girder beams fall on top of them and stick to him, and then he leaves. Well, Zox comes in, he's all, yo, ho, ho, yo, oh, I guess I'm late, which is funny, like breaking the fourth wall again, and he helps them out, and they get back to Yachan's shop, and there's Sally, or not Sally, Sally's from Gokaiger, my goodness, Stacy, they're going by Satoshi, and they want to tell Yachan who he is, but they're worried that it's gonna like, scare her or make her upset or whatever. So they just act like, oh, it's somebody that Kaito knows and blah blah blah. And they talk with him for a little bit. She leaves for a minute. They talk even more and like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I just thought I'd come through, blah blah blah, and been having some weird like memories lately and stuff like that. And he actually, I think either at that point or later on, meets up with Stacy and asks him for help, which is funny because honestly, since Stacy debuted, more times than he's not helped them or hurt the Zenkaigers, he's helped them inadvertently, destroying the monster or just in some way helping inadvertently. I kind of feel like they might be going for a redemption arc for him. I don't know for sure. They could pull a 180 and him not, or he gets close and then something tragic happens and he's made into like a full robot and then he's evil for a good chunk of the rest of the episodes. I don't know, but it feels like we're moving more towards him redeeming himself and joining Kaito. Maybe once we find out more about his mother and if she's really dead or not, and his connection to Kaito and to Yachan and why Yachan reminds him so much of his own mother. So anyway, we go forward with the plot a bit more, and we get some really funny scenes with the Zenkaigers running away from stuff that's trying to stick to them. There's a really great scene with Gawan, Zuran, and Vroon running from the semi-truck. And they're like, Vroon, you're really going to get upstaged by a semi-truck? Can't you turn into a dump truck yourself? And as that's happening, the Crocodile ship, Zox's ship is coming in also, so they're trying to run away from that. So clearly Kaito runs to Stacy and asks for his help. He said, why should I help you? He's like, I've kind of run out of options. He's like, I know that usually you're against us, but you're the last person I can think of to ask for help. So even if you're somebody who, is possibly evil or does evil things, I still want to ask for help because I don't know what to do. And I kind of like that about Kaito, that it's not him necessarily being stupid, but more just trying to like, I see a bit of like Eiji from O's or like Yusuke Godai from I think it's Godai from Kuga in him, where he tries to see the best in people and wants to reach out that hand, even if at that point they don't want the help. So I kind of like that. And so we go away from that scene, and Vroon gets hit by the semi, and Zuran and Gawan are keep running away from it, and then they're getting chased by the crocodile ship that's trying to hit them. And Stacy actually talks to Magnet World, like, oh, hey, you should go to this such and such location. You'll be able to destroy them there. He was setting them up, though. and put them in a spot where they'd be able to get around him and use the magnetism against him to defeat him. So we get another really funny scene with Zoran and Gawan where Zoran says, if you don't start running faster, you'll be gone, not Gawan. It's just, I love the stupid, dumb jokes in this show, and the gags are so great. And yeah, so they defeat the monster version of it with help from Zox, and they do go into their mecha forms. And of course, it's the same, Magnet World monster, but as a giant, Kudai test beast. And it's screwing with the mecha combinations. They can't even combine because he's reversed the polarity on them. Well, they're like, wait a minute, and they use the I think it's the 5-man gear, because I think I saw online that 5 Red was like a teacher and like knew about physics and stuff, and magnetism or whatever. And so they used the magnetism against him, since he swapped the magnetism, like the poles or whatever, on the each of the pairs. They use that to basically throw Zeron around and keep slashing him. Like they keep going up to him, and since they're negative and he's positive, pushes them. They keep doing that, and then they all get stuck to him because he reverses again. And they do their like final attacks, their own individual final attacks together. But they all say it at the same time because they're stuck to him. They're like, Buster and Slash and whatever, and all at the same time. At this point, Kaito's watching everything, and Seichan got stuck to him at the shop, so when he transformed, he was like stuck to his body. It was really funny. Seichan's like, what did they even say? Because like it was saying all their attacks at the same time. Oh, this show is so great, and I love it. It's hard to knock it for stuff because it's so well put together, and because they try so hard with their comedy and their writing. I'm hoping going forward, like I said in my last review, we're going to get some more deeper plot stuff happening. I'm guessing the first thing that's going to happen is Stacy deciding if he's going to, change sides and help the Zenkaigers or not. I don't know for sure if it's going to happen yet, but I'm thinking that, or there's going to be some kind of a parallel world hopping thing where they're going to have to use Zox's ship to go to these parallel, worlds. Or something along those lines. Next episode is some kind of haunted mansion thing with Majin as the focus. And Zeron gets turned invisible because at the time this episode was filmed, Superhero Senki, which is the big, basically Superhero Tyson that they're doing with Sentai and Kamen Rider in the same movie, Zeron's in it. And because his suit and suit actor clearly were in the movie, they, at the time of filming the episode, he wasn't in the episode very much, so they made him invisible, which is kind of a nice little touch. Actually, you see a scene from it, and actually if you look closely, the Gawan half they have there is actually the toy version, and it gets knocked over, so kind of cute. But overall, episode was pretty good. I'd probably give it a solid 9 out of 10. Again, the show is solid, and it's doing some really great work with the characters, with the dialogue writing, the comedy, of course. And the narrative is good. I just want there to be more stakes. I'm not at all threatened by Bokawas. I'm not at all threatened by most of Toji Tendo except for Ijirude and Gege. Gege has something very interesting in the end of this episode. He says, the only reason I did that last time and this time with Retro World and with Magnet World was because you guys had recently failed. So I thought I'd take the heat off you and give you guys time to come up with some better plans, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, why would you help us? That's weird. And they're kind of weirded out and they leave. And he's like, Stacy, your secret is safe for now. So I don't know if that's implying your secret is safe that you help with the Zenkaigers, your secret is safe as far as like who his mother is, or what that means. Like I said, I'm thinking we're pushing more towards Stacy redemption arc, and then he'll eventually join the team. Don't know if his powers are going to change, but I definitely see him leaving Toji Tendo and becoming part of the Zenkaigers, full force, full power, full force, full power, whatever. And there's something coming up pretty soon because we're getting the Super Zenkaiger, Super 2 Kaiser power-up thing. I think Zeron gets part of it too. And it has this Zenkaiger gear that's like basically a portmanteau of the word kaiju, like monster. And I want to say that there's some part of the plot description talked about that it starts as a gear meant for Stacy, and that they steal it or the blueprints for it, something like that. And that's what they make for the super form for Zenkaiser and 2 Kaiser, and eventually there's a Super Zeron sound in the Gertlinger, so I'm guessing he gets it at some point too. But yeah, so some interesting things coming up. Again, I just want to get to that point. I'm really enjoying what I'm watching so far. It's a nice little hit of serotonin every week. I'm like, I have an episode of Zenkaiger to watch, so no matter how crazy and hectic and anxious and insane my week gets, I still have Zenkaiger. Saber has been getting somewhat better here and there. they took a long while for their pacing to catch up with what the hell the point was of the story, in my opinion. There's some decent characters there, but again, I'm not watching it fully episode to episode, mainly looking up through like recaps and everything. But so I don't hate it, and if you like it, that's okay. Opinions are opinions, and I accept everybody, and that's okay. There's some people that hate Zenkaiger, and that's okay too. You're a monster, but so with that out of the way, I am putting up right now, as I'm talking, uploading a video talking about my love for the Digimon franchise. I don't know if I'm going to do a ton of Digimon videos unless you guys want to see that. I definitely can do some videos, come up with some video ideas. I do have a few different Digivices I can talk about and review. I have, the seasons I can talk about that are my favorites. Digivolutions I like the best, things like that. If you guys of that nature want that as part of the channel alongside the Toku and Power Ranger stuff, let me know in the comments and tell me about it. If that's what you guys would like to see, I would definitely do that. I don't want to try and bite too much off of other content creators that are doing really awesome, like Karn and like Carniex and also Proto dubs. So I kind of want to stick more to where I'm at, but I will here and there throw a video of that on there because I do enjoy the franchise and the characters and the shows and whatnot. So, but yeah, so coming up pretty soon. I know that I'm getting Digimon related, but the tag and crest of Tai, the crest of courage, and his tag, I found a Etsy shop that makes them. I'm getting that pretty soon. I'm thinking I'm getting my Hurricane Gyro / Wind Morpher soon. I don't know. It's coming from Thailand, and I'm not seeing any updates in a long while. So I'm just trying to wait and see what happens with that. I do have the build driver, and I've been meaning to get that review together, so I'll try and do that pretty soon. Get that Toku Toy View up. I know it's an older driver, and you guys will probably already have it or seen what it does, but just for fun, something to put out there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the video. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting. And watching the videos. I love the interaction, even the dislikes. I don't hate the dislikes. Like, it's interaction. It's fine. I don't care. That's fine. But if you disliked it, let me know why. What can I do better in the videos? Do I need to talk more clearly? Do you want me to record in a different space? Do you want me, we're currently recording in my kitchen, as you can see. Do you want me to, is there more effects you'd like to see, stuff like that? So, but as always, stay hooked on Henshin's. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.